on, guys? You're watching The Silver Sight, and today I'm here to review Season 2 of the Netflix original series, On My Block. Season 2 starts out with everybody mourning the loss of Olivia, and from what I've noticed, every single character seems to be affected by the tragedy differently, and they all seem to be mourning the loss for different reasons. We see Caesar harboring a crazy amount of guilt as he feels completely responsible for Olivia's death. We see Monse devastated because she's lost the only female friend she's ever had. And we see Ruby struggling to cope with not only being shot, but also he lost Olivia right when she was warming up to him. And with all that going on, they still have their own personal problems that they have to deal with in their own lives. Caesar's no longer a Santo. He didn't pull the trigger, he disobeyed a direct order. And as a result, he was excommunicated. His brother Spooky doesn't want anything to do with him. He will not help him. He will not give him a place to stay. He won't offer him any protection. Spooky just doesn't give a damn about Caesar anymore. And so Caesar spends the majority of the season homeless. I mean, the man is going from couch to couch, from place to place, trying to find somewhere safe to lay his head at. I think at one point he ends up sleeping like under a bridge or something like that just because he has nowhere to go. He doesn't want to stay with Monse because he doesn't want to make her a target. Caesar's just going through a lot this season. Monse is trying to develop a relationship with her trash ass mom. I called that from the beginning, by the way. I knew as soon as I saw her husband and I saw her kids, I knew exactly why she left her husband and left Monse and didn't take her with her. We also get to take a look into Jasmine's life a little closer. We see that her father is a veteran. He was deployed overseas, and as a result of whatever happened over there, he's now severely brain damaged. And Jamal has an insane amount of cash on him that he can't spend just yet. He spends a good amount of this season trying to figure out how exactly is he going to get this money clean so that way when he can spend it, it doesn't draw attention to them. And we also get to see Ruby working through his trauma with the help of his friends and family. So like I said, simple, right? After Olivia died, the Santo and the prophets called a temporary truce. But of course, we all knew something was gonna happen. Ruby had a few drinks and he was giving a speech, and he kind of like reignited the fury in the Santos, and they went and they rolled up on some prophets and kind of like threw the truce out the window. So from then on, that's when the season kind of turned and things started to get really serious. And that's basically the plot of season 2. I don't want to go too deep into the plot because I don't want to ruin some things for you. Some things were hilarious, some things were heart-wrenching, and I don't want to spoil and take away those moments for you. I want you to enjoy the show as it was meant to be enjoyed. What I liked most about the season was the character development of mostly all the characters, and the fact that we got to see that everybody was layered, even Spooky. He really grew on me this season. I really didn't expect to like him all that much, but he really showed that he does have layers and he is human at heart. He may be a banger, but you know, he's a banger with a heart. He loves his brother, but he loves being a Santo to his core. And I really liked his interaction with Ruby. He knows what responsibility and what role he played in the prophet shooting up the Kinsey, and he acknowledged that in his own like Oscar sort of way. But I really like how he kind of like took Ruby under his wing during Ruby's depression and kind of tried to get him out the house and, you know, get him rolling and, you know, get some strength to Ruby. Because we all know how hard it is to get out of bed when you just can't. My standout moment for season 2 was the scene between Oscar and Ruby where they were discussing privilege. Ruby had made a remark about not being privileged. Oscar really had to help Ruby realize and recognize and appreciate the privilege that he took for granted, which was, although you do live in a house with bars, but in that house with bars, you live with both your parents. And that's something that not everybody has. Oscar was speaking from personal experience because Oscar and Caesar's mom and dad took off and left them to raise themselves. And so that's how they ended up in the life, you know, because they didn't have that safety and security that Ruby has at home. And Oscar just wanted him to recognize and appreciate all that he has now. And he helped Ruben out, but he did it in his own Oscar way. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't pretend to be something he's not. He didn't handle Ruby with kid gloves. He helped Ruby in his own Oscar sort of way. And it just really showed that, you know, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, you know, what you are, that we can all relate to somebody some kind of way. Now let's get to the good part, the ending. Man, as much as I love this show, I'm kind of tight with them for leaving us hanging like that. Everybody turn on your location right now. Man, I didn't know what was going on, When they snatched up Caesar, Ruby, and Jamal, and then turned around and snatched Marseille up too, it just created so many questions in my head. Like, what's going on right now? Was it some prophets that kind of put two and two together and realized what Caesar and Spooky did? Or maybe it was somebody that knew they were trying to clean dirty money? Or was it somebody that has something to do with Roller World? Or was it the start of a brand new storyline altogether? So go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Later days.